Julie Raisbrook is suing her ex-boyfriend, Stephen Powell, for an unpaid loan to buy a car. Stephen claims Julie offered to give him the money.
Mr. Powell, when did you accept the $1,000 that the plaintiff gave you towards the purchase of a car?
It was right around August last year.
Is that right?
No, Your Honor, it was in October.
Does that sound right, Mr. Powell?
Yeah, she's right. That's right.
And at that time, you were in a relationship with her, is that right?
We were seeing each other, yes, ma'am.
You have children?
Yes, ma'am.
How many?
4.
Where do they live?
2 with one mom and 2 with my ex-wife that we do joint custody with.
What town do you live in?
Marysville, Washington.
And in what town do your children live?
2 are in Everett and 2 are in Stanwood. Relatively close.
And I would assume that there is not a mass transit system where you live.
No, ma'am.
So the way to get to see your children is by what?
Driving.
Now, in October of 2010, did you have a car?
I did for a little bit. I was borrowing from a friend, and then my friend needed the car back, and so then that's when she...
Just a second. Just answer my question.
Judge Judy continues in a moment.
Just that slim underside, you know. Everybody is so savvy to survive without working. It's just mind-boggling.
Closed captioning sponsored by Real Cases, Real People, Judge Judy. Julie Raisbrook says ex-boyfriend Stephen Powell owes for an unpaid car loan.
So the answer is, in the beginning of October 2010, you did not have a car.
No, Your Honor.
And that would mean that you could not see your children.
Yes, Your Honor.
Okay. Now, after you took this money from the plaintiff for the car in October of 2010, how much longer did you continue to see her?
Maybe a month.
Now, when you stopped seeing her after these 4 weeks, did you return the money to her?
No, there was never...
Just a second. Just
No.
answer Michael. The answer is no. Did you return the car to her?
No.
What did you do for her for the 4 weeks that you spent together after she had given you the $1,000?
What did I do for her?
Yeah.
I mean, we hung out, spent time together.
Yes. And that valuable commodity you would deem to be worth how much?
At least $1,000, I guess. I mean, that's...
I guess not. How old are you, Mr. Powell?
31.
What do you do for a living?
I'm a carpenter.
You work for yourself?
No, ma'am.
What do you work for?
I was in the union, and I just got laid off. Well, I've been laid off for a little while.
For how long?
About a year and a half, because I had a shoulder surgery.
So you haven't worked in a year and a half. How do you support yourself?
I was getting what they call time loss.
Now explain that to me. Well, these new programs are somewhat of a mystery to me.
Instead of going through L&I, it's something that my company...
O&I?
L&I.
Ellen, what is that?
L&I, like when you're not working, or if you get hurt on the job, L&I covers wages. And instead of my company going through that, they didn't want their insurance to go higher, so they do a KOS, keep on salary, so they were paying my regular salary while I was going through my physical therapy and all that stuff.
And when did your physical therapy end?
Probably like 5 months ago.
So how have you been supporting yourself for the last 5 months?
I haven't been.
Well, you're eating.
Food stamps.
So you get food stamps.
Yes, Your Honor.
And who do you live with?
Just by myself.
How do you pay your rent?
I've been having friends help me.
Friends.
Friends.
Have a new girlfriend?
No, Your Honor.
How do your friends help you?
Loan me money.
Is he one of your friends?
Yes, Your Honor.
Good. Stand. Last name?
Burroughs.
Who do you work for, Mr. Burroughs?
I work for a friend right now doing
You work for a friend doing what?
Gutter company. I install gutters
You get paid in check or cash?
in cash.
Sit down, Mr. Burroughs. It's just that slim underside, you know? That, you know, it's not all the way what I'm used to understanding from my family court days, but it's all these new programs and things that everybody is so savvy at putting together to survive without working, without paying taxes, and it's just mind-boggling to me. Now, Miss Raisbrook, what kind of work did you do?
I was in the Navy.
How long were you in the Navy?
6 years.
Decided you had enough Navy?
I have 3 young children, and that was enough for me to handle.
What do you do now?
I go to school full-time, and I run a small nonprofit organization.
Who do you live with?
Myself and my 3 children.
And who supports you?
I support myself.
From what?
GI Bill, student
Well,
loans.
the GI Bill pays for
tuition and living expenses.
How much do you get from the GI Bill?
$13.21 a month.
What else?
Unemployment in the state of Washington has a commissioner-approved training program, and I'm putting myself with their assistance through nursing school. So I continue to receive unemployment benefits while I'm attending school full-time.
And how much do you receive from unemployment?
$2,100 a month.
That's about $3,500 a month. Is that the total extent of what money you have?
Child support for my ex-husband is $500.
A month?
Correct.
And is he current in his child support?
He is not.
He is not.
He is not. He's 2 months behind.
How much after you gave Mr. Powell this $1,000 did he leave?
Judge Judy continues in a moment. Want justice? Go to judgejudy.com or call 1-888-800-JUDY.
Right?
We remained friends for a while. He stated that when I loaned him the money, we were in a relationship, and that's not true. We had ended our dating relationship at least a month prior, and remained friends, had lunch occasionally, spoke, Facebook, text messaging, and in January, which was when he was supposed to start paying me back, I hadn't received a payment, contacted him in February, and he informed me that he had an on-the-job injury and told me, I don't have the money to pay you right now. I have my child support obligations for my children, and I've got other issues that have come up, but I'm expecting a settlement that should be paid to me sometime late in the summer, and at that point I can pay you in full. I won't even have to do the monthly payments that we agreed to. I can just give you your $1,000 and we can just, be settled and walk away. So in June, I contacted him. He made his first payment to me in June.
And is that the only payment he made?
It is, Your Honor.
He paid you a check or cash?
Cash.
Did you meet for him to give you the cash?
At his house, yes.
You went to his house?
Correct.
It wasn't a payment. It wasn't a payment.
What was it?
It was more or less to get her off my back.
Judgment for the plaintiff in the amount of $900. Thank you very much.
Always are excused when you step out.
Judge Judy continues in a moment. And on the next Judge Judy,